Danny Segura with MMAfighting.com here next to Joseph Benavidez, who will be fighting at UFC Brooklyn against Dustin Ortiz. Joe, first of all, what are you rocking right now? It looks pretty swaggy right now. Let me pan down and show this. You got the shoes. Yep. What is it?
Just an athletic look. I mean, we're at media day. We're fighting. We just came down from our hotel, but you know what? As far as like details go, these are Valentino shoes. Lululemon is really like the jumpsuit under, and the jacket on top, this like long line bomber jacket, is Scotch and soda. But really, it's just really my version of a jumpsuit. Like, this is stuff I wear to the gym like every day because we're fighters, but like I love style. So this is basically my answer to like a Reebok like sweatsuit. Like, you go to the gym and you're like, I'm gonna throw on my most comfortable thing. You know, it's like a Reebok hoodie and like pants that you have. But it's like, for me, it's like I'm gonna throw on something comfortable that I would wear from, you know, gym to lunch with my wife, to maybe to the bank, to wherever I need to go, and then to another practice. So big fan of like the Lululemon, the Scotch. So this is something I could walk around in the street after, but also go to my workout in and be comfortable. And that's really what I was going for. And like, that's how I look at gym stuff. Like, I initially want to make a line of gym clothes that are like that, where like it's too easy to wear like a hoodie and sweats. You need different fabrics, you know, like you're going to be wearing that stuff anyway, you know, different bags instead of just like my duffel bag or backpack. So like I said, this is kind of like my jumpsuit, I guess, like matching jumpsuit, but it's different pieces.
Right, like you can be comfortable. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to look bad, right? Yeah, and I see you're sort of spreading, your fashion trends onto others. Michael Chiesa was tagging you with Scotch and soda. I interviewed Lance Palmer the other day, and he was all equipped, and he's like, yeah, this was from Joe B. So, I see you're branching out too.
You know, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with like Dapper Scrappers, which is my blog on Instagram and my page, with all the fighter style at media days and everything. It's just one of those things. It wasn't just me. Every fighter really dressed good to events and stuff, but no one cared or paid attention or saw them, you know. But these guys are going out there. To me, it's self-expression more than anything. And it's like, these guys are known as only fighters. Even if you do a countdown or something, they're fighting, they're doing this. But it's like they go to a fight, and it's like, I want to look good because this is me as an individual. Well, some other individual out there can relate even more to that when they see, oh, that guy dresses like that. Oh, that's what I would wear. Oh, that's super cool. So I just wanted to start building another layer, and that's what it is to me. So now it's funny because people like know, they're like, is Joe here? Is Dapper Scrappers here? Bro, I got this outfit for you. I'm gonna make the page. And now people tag me on the Dapper Scrappers stuff. So it's more of a movement of just like, hey, you know, like every other sport, you know, is looked at as style wars, and not that this is a war or anything, but more self-expression. You know how every other athlete, you kind of can see their personality and their layers from how they dress because it's documented every day. So just doing the same thing, love style, love self-expression, and that's what it came down to.
So where exactly do you stand with Reebok? Because Reebok has caught a lot of heat for that because they say it's kind of, it's given fighters sort of a generic look. Where do you stand on that? Do you think maybe they could do a better job with their design and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, always, like, you can always do. I mean, it's hard to be uniform and like everyone do the same thing but be stylish at the same time. I think at that point, like the Fight Kid stuff, the classic stuff, they have great designs, honestly. But for the UFC stuff they give us, it's all functional stuff. So they're not really like, hey, we're going to give this guy our hottest new design with the collab we made with, because they do collabs with a lot of actually good designers and stuff, but they don't look at fighters like, we're going to give them this stuff. They look at it as like, we're going to give these fighters functional stuff. So it's not necessarily going to be stylish, but at the end of the day, it's like, that's your sponsor. That's what you're getting paid to wear into the fight and the fight week. It's not like, anything like that. So, but you get a few things in the bag. Sometimes it surprises you, like the classic stuff, and you're like, you know what, I could rock this. This could be like a fighter look where fighters are known for like wearing a Reebok jumpsuit, a Reebok classic, Reebok shoes. But it's just few and far between because it's mainly fight week where it's functional, like UFC branded Reebok stuff, and that's always hard to do when it's branded like that.
All right, last thing on fashion before we get into the real stuff. Jonah Hill started training jiu-jitsu. I don't know if you saw. Recently posted a photo, yeah, and he's sort of been big on the fashion world, especially of recent. What'd you make of that? Would you train with him someday?
Of course, yeah. I just like to meet him, talk to him, roll with him would be great. But he like even looks stylish in his jiu-jitsu photo. Like his hair, he just was rocking his gi like super hard. But I love him. Like I think he's one of the more like underrated like style icons because it's individual. He does no stylist. He wears all his own stuff, styles his own everything. I've seen a few like sneaker shopping like episodes with him and stuff, and like his take on everything is individualism and kind of what I believe in style anyway. Not necessarily trendy. It's just like what you like, you know, what you feel. And I love it. Like the guy's like fearless and just himself, and that's like what style's all about for sure.
So back to fighting. You're fighting Dustin Ortiz. This is the second fight you're fighting him. You beat him pretty dominantly the first time around. What's the reason behind this fight? Is it just to get another fight? Is it to be on this card? Why exactly did you take this fight?
It's a combination of things, you know, like you do kind of turn your shoulder to rematches that you've won decisively. To Ortiz's credit, he's improved and he has 3 fights in a row, so he does deserve another chance. Like, I always want to, like, when I was fighting, I wanted to fight another shot at Demetrius, even though he beat me. So it's like I'd be a hypocrite not to give other guys a shot, right? But he's also proved it. He's got 3 wins in a row. He's looked good, changed everything up. On top of that, this was the fight that was given to me. I had Figueiredo before. Fight got moved. I turned into a replacement, which I would have just been making weight, fighting nobody. So once they offered Dustin Ortiz, I was like, well, that's a lot better than just making weight and fighting nobody if everything goes as planned. So, yeah, took the fight for those reasons I mentioned about his improvement and getting on the card, and it's a better option than what I did have, which was come here and make weight.
So are you the official, I guess, replacement opponent in case something happens between Cejudo and Dillashaw?
I mean, I don't know if it's official, but that's what I've been told. You know, make championship weight. If anyone falls out, we'll see what happens.
And how is that getting ready for a fight, you know, Dustin Ortiz, but then you know that, I don't know, something may happen and you'll end up fighting for the title?
Yeah. Yeah, it's different. You know, 80% of my camp is focused on Dustin Ortiz. Well, I mean, it's different because I always focus on myself all the time, but when I'm thinking about opponents, I'm thinking of Dustin Ortiz because it's probably an 80% chance of everything going as planned. The other 20, when I start getting into like my 4th, 5th, 6th rounds, you know, I can start thinking about like a Cejudo or someone, but it's like I fought Cejudo before. I prepared for him. I've trained with TJ a million times if that's an option, so it's nothing I really need to do. I look at the task at hand and just know I'm kind of ready for anything.
Right, that's the other thing. Like, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, it's if anyone misses weight, it'd be TJ Dillashaw. But Cejudo has also had a past of missing weight. If Cejudo misses weight, would you be open to fighting TJ? Like, I know you guys used to be training partners and friends.
Yeah, that's a weird thing, too. I guess what are the stakes at it? Because, you know, I was the replacement for a title fight. You know what I mean? Like, me and TJ wouldn't really be a title fight. He's already mentioned he only wants to fight once anyway and win a title and leave anyway, so I don't know what would be like at stake as far as if Cejudo missed weight. It's nothing we really thought of. It's been like, oh, TJ misses weight, I fight Cejudo. But on that side, it's like, I guess you never know like what it's going to be for.
Do you think TJ makes weight? There's been a lot of photos out there, and he's looking, you know, he's in great spirits, but he is looking very, very skinny.
The fact is he's going a weight class down. You're going to look different. You know, if anyone dropped 10 pounds, they're going to look different. And it gives everybody in this world of comments just to be like, oh, he's skinny, I can see this, I can see that. So, you know, people can actually commentate on it, but you're gonna look different. You know, doesn't mean you don't feel good. Like, I look different when I went from 35 to 25, you know, because I'm dropping 10 pounds. You know, I was still dominant at 35, but I dropped to 25. My body changed, you know, and so I think there's a lot of publicity and stuff towards it, but dude feels good, has a good team around him. I'm sure that won't be a problem.
Now, he's made, as you said, he's looking to go down there kind of like a one-and-done type of thing. And he's made comments in the media like saying like he doesn't really care about the future of the flyweight division. You guys were friends, or I don't know if you guys still are, but obviously you're a flyweight, which, you know, it'd be your job on the line, right? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it was really, I felt it was disrespectful if you consider people in the division like me and other guys in the division, even guys that got cut, considered his friend. It really makes you question, you know, like, is this guy my friend? Like, why would he say something like that? So, yeah, it is definitely weird coming from someone that you thought was your friend talking about can't wait to, like, have you lose your job and and take this away, basically. You know, especially with, I mean, there's other people in there too, like that he knows and cares about. So yeah, that was weird. So if anything, yeah, it definitely makes you question like people's friendship.
Have you guys talked about it or no?
No, not really, because it's not something. I think you have those questions and stuff when you want to like resolve things, but with stuff on the line and everything and possibilities, it's not something I'm like, you know, like you get in something with someone and you're like, oh, I really want to talk about that, so everything's better. I don't know. I guess maybe I just don't care if it's better. It's just kind of like, well, that happened, you know, like showed what maybe I already thought, and that's that.
And help us understand sort of this situation, because this whole flyweight situation has been very weird. Some flyweights have said they've been cut and they've been notified, like, look, the division's coming to an end, but yet the UFC is still booking some flyweight fights. Do you think it's not set in stone? Like maybe the future of the flyweight division is, you know, up for grabs on Saturday?
Nothing set in stone. The fact is there's fights after the title fight, so it's not like they planned that to be the last fight, regardless. So Hudo's been doing a great job as a new champion. I'm doing my part as like the longest freaking flyweight here. I've been here since the original 4. So everyone's doing their job out there. The night I won up, once this talk started, people started realizing how good the division is, and they're like, oh, well, why didn't you realize that before? You know, like we had bonuses, back-to-back fights once the talk started. So Hudo's doing a great job of being a champion. So honestly, the talk slowed down since there's title fights and fights on the horizon. So I just can't wait till it slows down slowly. And the question is like, now you're fighting the winner of this, or, you know, you're going for the title. So, you know, just wanted to get back to the normalcy, and I see that happening with the way we're delivering.
I don't want to steal any more of your time because I've kept you here long enough, but how do you see, you know, the main event going down on Saturday? It is an interesting fight. Who do you think wins, and, you know, perhaps who are you rooting for? Because it is an interesting situation, right?
Well, the whole division's rooting for Henry just because I think it gives a higher chance of like the life after. And like the comments, of course, that TJ said. But as far as going down, it's tough. I mean, you could put 10 solid reasons Cejudo could win. You could put 10 solid reasons TJ could win. And, you know, that's what I love about the sport is you get to go out there and actually do it. You know, guessing and everything is, you know, it's just that's all it is. So TJ is obviously one of the most skilled in the entire, you know, world of MMA. Cejudo proved he is as well, and a competitor at the highest level. So, yeah, I mean, it could go either way. I think that's the exciting part.
All right, Joe. Well, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck on Saturday.